Welcome to the Gear Slum, your one-stop shop for all things guitar culture nonsense. I'm Aaron.
I'm Phil.
And I'm Cole.
We slum it hard so you don't have to.
So, Aaron.
That's right, Tahoe.
Oh, yeah, we should tell the audience that Phil is in Tahoe. So if you hear Boston playing in the background,
brace yourselves.
Was it Boston last time?
No, but that's a funnier joke than...
Or Journey or something?
I think it was Journey.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's funnier to say Boston.
Because it's a city, too?
No, because it's not accurate.
Oh.
Oh, I thought you were going to say because they're not as good as Journey.
Well, they're equally not as good as anything.
They're
both
basically
equally
identical.
not as good.
They're like that Silver Sky and a Strat. They're virtually identical in all meaningful ways.
It doesn't matter which one John Mayer endorses.
It's like when you're better at doing bad things. Like,
I am.
No, you
Dude,
don't understand.
That's kind of wild that I just said that because Clifton literally just said we should talk about how PRS is probably coming out with this SE version of the Silver Sky.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Which is kind of cool.
Yesterday, maybe.
I mean, like PRS, every PRS SE I've ever played has been amazing.
Yeah.
Like they,
Okay, if you can hear this,
punches above its
I
weight
believe
for
it's
what
the
it
Rapture,
costs.
and I'm getting taken up, and so peace out. I'll see y'all
I've
later.
heard that they're good. I don't think I've ever played outside of like a guitar store a PRS.
But they're also like very sterile. Like
Right.
they're like everything is done well, but like they're covered. They're just like super shiny and clean, and I don't know.
They're subtractive, so they subtract all the bad stuff. And they
They need to
leave
subtract a little bit more
perfection.
of the clear coat when they're sanding the things because I have like a freaking quarter-inch of clear coat on them.
Are they really thick?
Oh yeah,
Is that just
They're
the
like
SE
worse.
or all of them?
I'm sure. No, just the SEs.
Oh, that's funny. That makes me think they're like gummy or something. Ugh.
No, they're like perfectly fine, but it's just like I don't know. They're just very sterile. I know that's not a great descriptor, but that's just what keeps coming to mind. Like I have no strong feelings about them one way or the other. But if I had if you said I can only spend $500 on a guitar and that has to be my only guitar, I might do that. I might get one of those.
Might.
Have you seen
You
those
might.
Have you seen those Vintera Fenders?
Yeah, I have. I've looked at them. I think I watched or started to watch a video about it.
Was it the Andertons one?
Yeah, they're just so long though.
I know.
I just can't do it.
Dude, freaking Danish Pete though. I love
He's really
listening
good.
to him play. But yeah, I listened to part of that video, but
Then I heard Jake Ross
Yeah.
of the Guitar Nerds podcast.
Yeah.
He was kind of
JK.
going down the list. The GAC boys.
Yeah, they seem cool. Like I don't know, Fender's
Well, they're
done-
basically like replacing
the classic
the
line.
classic. Yeah, and is it? Well, I think that might be it. Or are they keeping the deluxe? That's what I was like unsure about.
Well, I don't think so. Well,
Or it's kind of taking over like all the high end Mexican
all
stuff.
the high-end
and
Mexican
then,
stuff. Yeah, the classic players and the classic 50s and 60s and like the nitro. There was like the super high-end Mexican ones that were nitro finished.
Right. They
For
had
like $1,000.
They had the nitro ones. Then they had like the whatever deluxe and the classic. I like the classics. So if you don't know, which you probably already do if you're a listener, is the Vintera is like two lines basically.
Yeah. Well, they have 70s ones too, I thought.
Well, but I was going to say there's the vintage and the modern of each one.
Yeah,
but then there's like 50s, 60s, 70s of everything too. So it's like 50 Strat vintage, 50 Strat modern,
I'm back.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
We can. I was really interested in all of them except for the one with the Bigsby on it. I don't want anything with the Bigsby on it. You keep your Bigsbys. You take them. You shove them up your hoo-ha.
Take two of the Bigsbys and
take
shove
all the
them up your
Bigsbys.
butt.
Take them. Take them all.
That's my one brother. I love because we both watched and listened to like every early Tenacious D thing that they produced, including like every video of, you know, going on Conan or some other obscure night talk show. And
which brother was that?
Carl.
Okay.
He's my brother that doesn't listen to the podcast.
Oh, nice. Good for you, Carl.
Good. Yeah.
Carl, you take that Bigsby.
Yeah. So you got some new headphones, Aaron? I understand.
I got some new headphones. Oh yeah, I did. I got some. I got myself. Wait, what were you talking about, Tenacious D? Just to say that he doesn't listen.
Oh, just that it's from that drive-through song that they do.
Oh, okay.
It's
yeah.
like where he wants a 4-piece chicken McNugget. Take 2 of the nuggets.
So you're like the one person who
shove
would get
them up
that,
your butt.
who would care
so
about it.
We can like
is not
quote
listening.
that stuff to each other.
It's funny.
Or there's this one. He went on Conan when Andy was gonna. It was like one of Andy's last episodes when he left, and Jack Black did like an audition video to be his replacement.
Oh,
so
no way.
freaking funny. Yeah, but it starts off with him saying like, I understand Andy's leaving. He's like, so I got to tell you, upgrade time. So we always say that to each other, and it's like if someone were to say, what's that from? And it's like, well, it's from this one time Jack Black went on Conan 20 years ago. Like,
right, yeah.
Why do you guys know that?
Oh, you know, we just do.
It's freaking good though.
For those of you who are wondering, Phil is in Tahoe. Did we already say this? But also, he's using like community internet, I think. So if he drops out now and then,
and also he
won't drop out. He'll be talking, but we won't know that he's talking.
That's probably more accurate. But
also, he picked up a side job as a street sweeper, so you might hear that in the background too.
Also,
no, I have not picked up a job of street sweeping. I have just befriended the street sweeping community.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, nice. You got yourself on the inside
here in South Lake Tahoe.
Okay.
So I definitely can't say anything disparaging to them or about them.
Are you guys? What do you do when you go to Tahoe? Do you like go swimming in the lake and stuff, or is it just like you just hang out with the other rich people there? Do you have your Illuminati? You have your Illuminati meetings and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's for.
Play cornhole.
They give us cool hats to wear.
Nice.
So, Kathy's parents, my wife's parents, have a timeshare, and they're like, "Come stay with us," and then we do, and then we kind of do whatever they say. That's.
Oh, nice. Okay.
That's what we.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's this place here called Bear Lake. It's a lake. It's got water in it.
There's a place here called Big Bear Lake.
Oh, is there a lake at Big Bear? Big Bear's like a mountain, right?
Big Bear is a mountain, yeah.
Okay.
There's 2 lakes. There's
What's
Big Bear Lake.
Big Bear is where LA people go to ski.
There's Lake Arrowhead also.
Yeah, I remember there was like in one of the Winter Olympics there was events at Big, or no, maybe it was like an X Games thing where they would have the snowboarding stuff up.
Probably.
At Big Bear.
They also go to Mammoth.
Okay.
Is Mammoth the better of the two? I think Mammoth is better, but it's not as close. Is that correct?
It's not as close. I don't know.
To Los Angeles?
I've never been.
But they're both ghetto. We can at least all agree on that compared to all the mountains here.
Well,
I mean,
so it's the same thing though, where like Bear Lake is just surrounded by condos, and so like some people will have boats and go water skiing and stuff, but some people just like go hang out and never even set foot in the water or whatever. They just go play like freaking board games or something.
I like board games.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. And it's freaking cold as balls. Is Lake Tahoe too?
Yes, it's
like you wouldn't comfortably get in it without a wetsuit, probably.
Yeah, I mean, kids do. Like, there's always kids like,
okay,
jumping and playing in the water because kids are crazy and they'll
but it's
swim
not
until
comfortable to get in.
Lips turn blue. But yeah, you don't see like adults swimming. Really, you see like people.
Yeah, it's not like you're lounging. It's not like you have one of those inflatable things and you're like lounging out there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, nobody's doing that like for extended periods of time. It's more like a dare.
Yeah.
But so maybe somebody faster than me could Google this. I know that there are parts
impossible for anyone slower to do it.
Yeah, don't waste any of your internet, Phil. Try to conserve as much as possible.
That's what I'm doing. So I don't know if she still does, but I know at one point in time Oprah had a house on like the expensive side of the lake, and I think Steve Jobs had a house up here. And okay, this is a fun story. I don't know if I've told this story. If I have, it was like way early when we started.
Howard Hughes had a Lake Tahoe estate.
Did he really?
Yeah.
That's
Isn't that the
awesome.
guy from Aviator?
Yes, yes. Well, there's like kind of like it's like an old timey scene. There was like definitely like an old timey scene, like back when it was, like Rat Pack kind of days.
Yeah, like Frank Sinatra definitely had a house there.
Totally, yes.
And then like, yeah.
But so 3 years ago, maybe more, we were coming up here, and I did the Craigslist thing, and and then I had this Dobro mandolin that I'd gotten from my dad. Yes, Dobro.
You had a dobro?
And there was a dude.
It's pronounced GoPro. GoPro.
There's a dude on the North Shore.
Bad connection, I think.
There's a dude on the North Shore. And
was a North Shore bro?
Who had
North Shore bros?
I'm just gonna keep talking because the internet and you guys interrupting me. I can't even.
Dude, we're being way funny though.
I'm sure it's hilarious. So a dude on the North Shore who was like, I really want that Dobro mandolin, and so I drove on my vacation. I drove 25 minutes to the other side of the lake to meet him at his house to sell him this mandolin, and the dude must have been super rich. I have no idea what he did, but he had like this giant view like up in the rocks of the lake, and he had instruments all over his house, but I think he was like a computer programmer or something. Anyway, that's the story. I sold it.
It's all computers nowadays. So he did buy it though, at least?
He did buy it, yes.
I was afraid that story was going to end with like, nah, I don't know, the action's a little high, I'm going to pass. And you're like, bro. Dough, bro. Give me my dough, bro. Ha There it is. Okay. Thanks for friendship. Let's end it there.
It was one of those situations that like started out like this seems super sketchy, and then I was like, okay, how did that not get sketchier? Like he invited me into his house, which made me nervous, except he was clearly super rich. So then I was like, is this going to be one of those dangerous game situations where they like tell me to start running and then like him and all of his friends try to murder me out in the woods? That's the only place my mind goes if it's like a rich person asking you to come into their house. But then his daughter was like coloring like on the kitchen table, and she was probably like, I don't know, like 7. And he goes, just hang out here. I'll be right back. And then he left me with his daughter.
And he was like, you can touch any instrument, but don't you dare touch my daughter.
And so then I was like standing there, and then she just started talking to me. She was like, I'm coloring a house. And then I was like, oh, cool. And then she was just like a chatterbox. And I was like, what the hell? What is happening here? And then he came back in like nothing, like it wasn't a big deal. And then he like looked at the mandolin and then gave me money. And then I was like, okay, bye. It was so weird.
Yeah. At first you're worried he's the shady one. And then you're worried like I could be the shady one.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Why is he leaving? Like now he's too trusting.
Except that is objectively not okay to leave your living room with a stranger with your child. Right?
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay.
No, it's fine. I've done the research and it's fine.
I've done the research.
I mean, statistically speaking, it's more dangerous to leave them with someone that you do know.
That
It's true. But that
cannot be.
No,
accurate.
but that's
You
like
don't think that's accurate? Well, I'm sorry.
I think that's because
your figures are
statistically
off.
speaking, you tend like the reason that more assaults happen like that is because you tend to leave them with people you know way more often.
I'm going to interject here for a second. This episode is brought to you by the Sinusoid Slate cable. The Slate is one of the best instrument cables on the market. Features a super low capacitance rating of 25 picofarads per foot, high coverage double spiral shielding for incredible amounts of noise rejection, and a durable and tangle-resistant thick-stranded core. Slate is honestly one of the coolest cables. That's a proprietary cable of Sinusoid. You can only get it from them, and they have meticulously tested and made sure that this thing is the best thing that you can ever have. And it comes with their 100-year standard guarantee. So as long as you bought the cable within the last 100 years, they will fix it or replace it at no cost to you. Check them out, sinusoid.com.
But the reason Aaron got some AirPods.
I don't know why that's relevant, but okay.
The reason I brought it up is because
Oh.
this is my new jamming scenario. You know
You
how
brought
like
that up just to talk about
you guys
yourself.
ever you guys ever
All right. I'm
yeah
into it.
exactly. Well, because I was going to talk about AirPods, and but it would work with any earbuds. So like I'll play with headphones just through the stomp, you know, with like my big over the ear headphones.
Okay.
But then if I want to play along to something, I just like put one of the AirPods in and then just put the headphones over it. So
Does the stomp take like an auxiliary input? Like, could you?
It could, but I'd have to like, you know, it has an effects loop on it, so I could send, and you can set it to be like aux level or whatever. But
items.
But it's on the right side of the pedal, which is like physically right next to another pedal on my board. So it wouldn't work very well. Or I'd have to leave some little.
It's pretty smart setup, actually. I kind of like that idea of doing that.
I freaking yeah.
I know.
too. That's why I said it. But I do like the stomp a lot. And like we went. Well,
I don't remember what I was going to say. I did finally get my pedal board like back together, though. I put all my drive pedals on there. Nice. And I realized that I need more delay. But I bought a delay. I forgot I bought a delay. I haven't gotten it yet. But the other day, I think Scott Hamilton.
Oh, yeah, you bought one of those cheap.
Love Pedal was doing one of their $50 sales. So I bought their, I think it's called, it might just be called the EP3, but it's like an Echoplex style tape delay for $50, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
But it
totally.
That is like
so
an insane price.
Even if it's not flippable, it's like it's within the range of, I don't know, like cheaper Boss pedals. It's like yeah,
it's like $50.
It's not like it's not like nothing, but in the realm of guitar pedals, it's decent. It's really cheap.
Like if you sold it, you would at least.
Or
be
even
able
if
to
I sold it for like $30.
That's the thing
about that bad about it.
Exactly. Like that's the thing about cheaper pedals. It's like even if you lose money on it, percentage wise, it's not going to be that much money.
So when I get that, I'll actually have 3 delays on my board. Well, I'll have 3 delays in my possession. But I might sell the. I'm
Ooh.
probably gonna sell. No, I have
You
the
have a DE?
Earthquaker one, the disaster transport, and then I have the Binford that I've been using as a delay.
Oh, that's right. You have the disaster transport normal,
blank, not the senior,
vanilla.
and not the junior.
The
The
regular
disaster transport plane.
disaster
plane.
transport regular.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
Phil, you
It's I like that pedal, but it's big, and I feel like there's a volume drop when I turn it on, which makes me sad. Not because I need more volume.
You know what you
And
should
there's
get?
not,
You
like-
should get a Switchblade Pro.
and there's not like a.
It doesn't have a
there's
level
not like
knob. It has a mixed
control
knob,
for
but
that.
not like a regular.
If you got a Switchblade Pro,
Wow.
you could probably take care of that problem. Because you put it through one of the loops and
Oh, it
raise
has
Put it in one of the loops
raised
and then
loops.
turn it
Well,
up.
I'm just asking
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Well, you did it very.
Well,
I
just told you.
very angrily.
It has raised loops, so it has like some amount of gain, and even on the dry, there's like a dry knob, and then there's a level knob for each loop.
Did you get that
And-
thing yet?
And it can
Oh,
add.
nice.
Yeah, I just got it last night actually, so I haven't plugged it in. But of course, so I bought it on my birthday, which was
My birthday.
June 27th. Thank you guys. Happy birthday to me. Thank you guys for thinking
Which is
of me.
like a week ago.
And
About.
yeah, so it's exactly a week before the 4th of July, which is
Except
only
on leap years.
relevant because I bought it that day, and then because when June has 31 days, and he was really cool about it, and like, oh, it's funny because in the last two things I've ordered from Sweetwater, they sent me a Sweetwater mug, and I don't know how common that is. One of the times, the guy, I was like talking to him, and I said, "Oh yeah, make sure you throw in some Bitto honeys," and he was like, "Oh, I think they already packed it up." So then he sent me another
Oh, cool.
package just with like a buttload of Bitto honeys in it and a mug. And then the next time I bought something, and neither one was like, well, one of them was the MS3, so that was like
Right.
fairly expensive, you know. But I don't think the other one was anything sizable. And this one was, just, you know, the Switchblade Pro. He gave me shout out to freaking Brett Alexander, because he sent me a discount code on my birthday. So it was like meant to be. And it wasn't for Sweetwater, it was for a different place, but I like buying from Sweetwater. So they like matched the price, but he was like, "Hey, I got this 20% off code for this website, and they have the Switchblade Pro." So I thought, I know you're thinking about
That is
getting one.
cool.
And that was like freaking cool, you know. That was thoughtful of him to do that. And it was on my birthday, so it was like,
Did you ever think
My birthday present
that
for
maybe
Brett.
you should have?
I wish he had sent me those Boss pedals.
Did you ever think that maybe you
instead.
should have been a little bit more patient and you could have just gotten an Electro-Harmonix tri-parallel mixer instead? Did you ever think about that?
I'm really not happy with you right now, Aaron. Because here's the thing. So the Switchblade Pro, just to give you a rundown on it. Well, we've talked about it before. It's like a 2-loop switcher. You can run both pedals at the same time, and you can run them in parallel or series. But then it also has level control for each of them. And so one way you could use it is just as like a mixer if you wanted to run multiple guitars
Yeah.
through the same
or have
amp
like
or
multiple
something.
loops. I guess that's what a looper would do.
Yeah, but like if you just wanted to use the
Right,
inputs
right,
of the loops
right.
and not have anything going out, you can do that because the volume control is on the
Right.
input, on the
That makes
return
sense.
from the loop. So then, freaking Electro-Harmonix, and it was like $130 retail. Then Electro-Harmonix announces in the time, so I just barely got it on July 5th. So that's why I was going to mention, like, I ordered it on a week before July 4th. And it didn't get here until July 5th, which is kind of lame. It just had a couple Bitto honeys in it and the pedal and nothing else, even though he was like making a big deal about it being my birthday, because I think they have that like in their system or whatever. Which is like, that's fine. I don't like, it's lame of me to have expected anything different, but But the fact that it took over a week to get here was kind of lame. But in that time that it was coming, it was almost like Aaron had shipped it or something. They probably
sick burn.
Boom, Aaron. Suck on that. They Electro-Harmonix announces tri-parallel.
So the tri-parallel
tell us about that one, Aaron.
mixer is literally a tri-parallel
3
mixer.
Parallel.
So it has an
mixer.
input and an output, but then it has 3 independent loops on it with send and return, each of which has return and send volume.
Which is a huge benefit, because if you wanted, like, they sell with the Switchblade Pro, one of the things they talk about, you could send it to 2 amps at the same time, but you couldn't control the level being sent to each amp, which, whatever, the amp has controls. But, like, you couldn't, because the
right, so it has send and
amp
return volume for each one. It has an EQ on each one, and then it has a phase switch on each one, or knob on each one. It is a switch?
It is just a switch, though. I was hoping it was like a
it's just a
it's just an
Yeah,
inversion. It's just like a polarity switch, basically.
So it's like a knob that switches with only 2 positions. It's a 2-position knob.
It looks like all the other ones, but it's only 2
but it's cool. And then it has
positions,
master volume and dry volume, so you can kind of use it as in different ways. I guess you can use it as like, you can do 3 different instruments in if you wanted to, 3 different instruments out if you wanted to, or like amps out. You could do your wet, dry, wet signal from this.
Tell me more about that.
It also has, like, each one is also independently foot switchable, each channel, so you can, like, do 2 at once or 1 at once.
Yeah, and or you can enter this X or like exclusive OR mode.
It turns
which lets you
off.
like if you push one, it only switches to that one, which would be perfect for like little shootout videos or whatever. Those
or
ones
like what you could do is just
often.
leave all your guitars plugged in. If you have like 3 guitars for a gig, just leave them all plugged in, and then just select which one you're playing. You don't have to unplug anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly like it would be super useful on a pedal board, even like if you had like 3 different drives you liked using, especially if you're like jamming, maybe not live, but like it'd be a quick way to switch.
Yeah, because you can use it as like a
drives
traditional looper too. Like just have 3 loops in it.
Yeah, exactly. So no, it's only
$138.
like it's $138,
like
and
$15 more.
the freaking Switchblade Pro is like $128.
Which is pretty cool. That's
It's
$123.
only 10 more. Oh no, it is 15 more, but still, like
It looks cool too. I like this
so-
green color that it has
anyways.
going on.
so it is cool. I'm trying to get a good feel. I think it might be significantly bigger physically, because I was surprised at how
maybe, 'cause
small the
Switchblade has
Switchblade
the-
Pro is.
Foot switches are like offset, which means that they're probably, and they're like all the way to the edge. That's funny.
Yeah. Where this one, you can tell just like, because I'm pretty sure those are the same size knobs. Like that thing looks like
Yeah,
it's
well,
freaking
I'm
twice
just looking
as
at the
big.
pictures on the Switchblade, but if you look at, there's no way they could fit 2 more jacks on the top there. And they have 6 jacks on the other one, and they're...
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess you could use the jacks to just measure it.
Oh, so it is bigger.
But but it is a cool. So the only downside is you can't run anything in series on it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's completely parallel.
Do you see that?
Which, like, if you
I
want to
mean,
run
you
2
could,
pedals in
though.
series, just plug them into each other,
I'm trying to think of how you could. No, you can't.
You can't run the loops.
I was thinking you could
each
send
other.
one into the other, but you can't really do that.
No.
You can't.
So-
It's not switch. It's not like easily switchable to do like what a standard, like just normal pedals, as in one into the
it
other.
doesn't.
Yeah, you can't
It's like
do
the
that.
opposite of what, like, it doesn't work as a switcher. Like
Okay,
a
so
normal.
It works if you
bypass
want to
switcher,
like have
you know.
options, but
So-
never at the same time.
Just
Right. So Cole, is that kind of the whole point for why you wanted the Switchblade Pro, or is it? I'm wondering how much
No, that wouldn't be a detriment to me. I mean, the whole reason I wanted the Switchblade Pro is just partially because I'm an idiot and I have this idea in my head that I'm going to do these shootout videos, but it works for that where you can just like quickly switch between two pedals and, basically like A/B them and have level control. I also wanted the Switchblade Pro, so if we're doing like small gigs or jamming, we could run, like me and the other guitarist could just run into the same amp. We don't have to set up two different amps,
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea, too.
Which would be nice. So it would work. It would basically work for everything I would want to do, but then I could mess around with 3 pedals if I wanted to, And it'd be fun to run, like running drives and
it would also be
kind of
you could do it like if you just had a simple direct box and you're playing acoustic, but you want to use an amp and go into the system, or even like with your stomp, you could do that. Like go out into the stomp and then also into an amp or something.
Yeah, totally. Like you could monitor, or heck, you could like probably run like your IEM crazy things or something out of one.
It's the end of the world as we know it.
This episode is also brought to you by Gun Street Wiring Shop. Gun Street Wiring Shop makes premier guitar harnesses for all your volume and tone needs for your Gibson guitars and your Fender guitars, and they'll do all kinds of custom stuff for you. So if you have a special needs guitar, you need 3 volumes and 1 tone, or 3 tones and 1 volume, or you want separate volume for every pickup, or you want separate tone for every pickup, or you want your Jazzmaster to act like an SG, or you want your Les Paul to act like a Telecaster, or you want 5 selection switch for your Tele, Sean could do it for you. So hit him up at gunstreetwiringshop.com and let them rock you like a Hugo Cane. Let me tell you what I watched the latest episode of. It's a little show called Double Shot at Love, and it was the finale.
Yeah.
So I told you Vinny sent Maria home.
It was the finale.
We were left with Nikki and Darren for Pauly. Nikki, who is pretty clingy. Darren, who is...
And Darren, who is a woman.
Who remember?
Named Darren.
Do you remember early on I was telling you about the woman who was crawling around on the floor acting like a cat? Well, that's Darren.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now she's a finalist.
Pretty cool.
For
so that's Darren. And then Vinny.
Wait, are you saying pretty cool like by your own judgment,
like
or by
seems like a pretty normal
Pauly's
person?
Judgment?
This Nikki, everyone hated Nikki because she like latched onto Pauly immediately, and she would get really jealous if other girls hung out with him.
I love it when people get jealous on these shows, because it's like that is what was going to happen. That's literally what you signed up for, is for all these other.
And
women
so then Vinny had Elle, who was kind of a wild card up until the end, and Elise, who he was hanging out the whole time. So Vinny chose Elise. He said, Elle, you're going home. Your cab's here. Elise, do you still want a shot at love with me? And she said yes. There's news later, because right after that show came the reunion show. So then it's Pauly's turn, and it's like I realize as I'm watching, I'm like, there's like 12 more minutes left in the show. What is going to happen? Something's going to happen. So Pauly's up. It's his turn to choose. He's got Darren, and he's like, oh, I just wish I would have known Darren like earlier. He keeps saying that instead of like she came on late, whatever. So he's like, Darren, your cab is here. And she goes. She leaves. And then it goes to a commercial break, and then it comes back. And then he's standing there, and it replays that. And then you see him, and his face just kind of goes weird. He's like he realizes he just made a massive mistake. And he's like, I made a huge mistake in his head, in his like talking head. And then he looks at, hold on.
Wait. It did like a voiceover
like,
of what
him,
he was
like,
thinking?
his face. Like, you know how they do like the the talking head little interviews?
Okay.
Like intercut.
Okay.
Like in retrospect, it's being filmed
okay.
later.
Okay.
It wasn't
so
a
it wasn't
voiceover.
okay, but it wasn't like it wasn't.
No,
his
Cole,
inner
they don't have the
monologue.
technology to shove a mic into his brain.
It was like it stops becoming a reality show at that point. Like they have the technology of narrating what somebody is thinking in TV shows, Phil. That has existed since the dawn of time.
Since the dawn of
They got
since
they got
5,000
some,
years ago.
they got Morgan Freeman to say, "I believe Pauly D now
so then
is
it starts
thinking."
replaying all the times throughout the series
The
that people
killer
have
Morgan
been
Freeman,
like,
by the way.
Thank you.
and she's like, I don't think she's good for you. Like, red flag. Here's the red flags. Red flags. And so he goes. He's like, for now, I'm gonna ride solo. Your cab is here. And he sent them both home.
What?
And she was mad. They were both mad.
What? Dude, that means season 2.
But the
that
best
means.
That's
part.
pretty lame. That's like if the freaking NBA Finals just ended in
The
a
best
tie.
part
and you're
is, like-
okay, whatever.
Yeah, they're like, you know what?
Both of the
try this
people,
again
like
next
so
year.
Elle, who Vinny sent home, and Darren, who Pauly sent home first, both of them were like, they're like, I got this. And so when they told him you're going home, they kind of didn't believe it at first. They're like, I thought he was joking. That's sad, but it's true. So then they make a point of telling you, like, oh, they're not going to be able to talk to each other until the show goes public. So then they do the reunion comes on, and it turns out, after the
final rose. Is that what you're talking
cab
about?
ceremony. So the reunion comes on, and they're like, oh, so Pauly and Elise haven't seen each other in like months because that's when the show stopped filming, and they weren't allowed to like go out in public and all this stuff. And so turns out they texted for a while, and then he stopped texting her back.
Yikes.
They were the ones.
So wait, they were the ones.
Vinny and Elise, they were the ones that like ended up.
They're the
Yes,
only ones who
correct.
actually ended up together
Yes.
in the whole show. So nobody ended up with anyone by
Right.
the time they did like the final episode.
He's like, because they were talking, and he's like, it was just weird because we couldn't like hang out, so we were just like texting sometimes, and then, well, actually, he said we couldn't even text, and then she's like, we could text, and he's like, well, yeah, we could text.
Ouch.
He's
That
like, I
is
thought
so
you were gonna like
great.
show up and be like happy to see me, and she's like, no.
Oh my gosh. I guess that fits though. I mean, like that's what you would expect if you had a dating show with two guys from the freaking Jersey
But
Shore.
also, it's like they're only in the
they're
house
gonna
for
freaking
like
propose at the
a
end.
handful of weeks at the most. So the time they spent together before they like got together is less than the time they spent afterwards not being able to see each other. So it
Totally.
Yeah.
Like the thing, like that's not the crazy. Like the thing that's crazy
Where they are,
shows
like, get
Bachelor,
married.
where
yes,
they then.
yeah,
Yeah, that's freaking ridiculous.
that's the crazy thing. Anyway, so that show is over.
Yeah.
That was it. That was the end. It ended up being pretty
Well,
good.
That's too bad. I'm sad to see it go.
But
I love to watch
Family
it walk
Vacation's
away.
coming back. Oh, Family Vacation's coming back, and they're doing a special series about Mike's wedding. Mike, the situation.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I thought you were going to say prison.
No, Phil, that's not a joke. We don't joke about prison.
Phil, come
Pull
on.
yourself
That's-
together.
I wasn't joking.
I
I,
do
thought you were
sometimes.
saying there was going to be a special show just about
You
what's
don't even know his
in
name,
prison.
so keep his name. Keep what's his name out of your mouth. keep speculation about his name out of your mouth.
Done.
Keep what's his name out your
Done.
mouth.
You're never allowed to
don't
say
remember his name.
what's his name. Keep not his name
Okay.
out of your mouth. His name is Mike, the situation, Sorrentino, by the way. The best part about Family Vacation was when Mike and Ronnie would fight, and Ronnie would call him the incarceration.
Oh, my gosh.
Dude, that's so good. That's like surprisingly
That's
witty.
worse. Someone fed him that line, or he like read it somewhere and then just rolled with it. But it's still really
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Man, he read it on TMZ.
Actually,
but yeah, that is.
I don't know what's
great.
more likely, him reading something or him coming up with it on his own. Neither one seems very realistic.
Yeah,
Ouch.
that's true.
Sad. It's really sad.
That sounds very negative.
What else? There's something else I want to talk about. What is that clicking sound?
I'm sorry.
It's definitely cool.
It was me. Sorry.
He's playing with a switchblade.
Definitely cool. Dude, if you had a butterfly knife,
here.
I would be wanting you to do it on camera.
When you say do it on camera, what do you mean?
It's that thing where you flip it back and forth.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, totally.
Was I talking about
one of you
my
guys was
pedal
just gonna
board?
say
I
something.
already talked about my pedal board, and I got it all together, and then I was playing with the 1981 DRV, not a rat, and the Caroline Guitar Company Wave Cannon, also not a rat, and like trying to find places where they sounded similar, and there are some similarities, but man, those two pedals are just so good. Like either one of them, I could
they're both very good.
see being my only drive pedal.
You could sing of their love forever.
Of their love forever. Oh, I feel like dancing. It's foolishness.
Cole, these are
Guys,
Burn Again songs.
I don't appreciate.
Did
it
you
when
guys
talk
see?
about
Did you guys
jokes
see
that I
the
can't
Emerson?
relate to?
You
That's
guys
true.
talk about sports sometimes.
I know. We also talk about like deep cuts with like punk
Yeah,
music and
Phil.
stuff that you have no idea about.
Wait, what?
I like how we turned that around.
I'm mad at you for,
Phil, you
for not
idiot.
for not knowing.
Learn more about ska music.
Phil, what's your favorite punk band? Some
favorite
41.
punk band.
Newfound Glory.
Okay, let me. The punk bands I've seen
Okay.
live. I saw Pennywise, because my friends
Right, when
were
you lived in the
opening
South
for them.
Bay.
Yes,
My
friends
brother,
opened for
my brother
Pennywise?
lived with
yeah, because
the drummer for Pennywise for a minute, for like a couple months. Yeah.
What?
um,
Yeah, you're not allowed to say for a minute, Aaron.
Why? It was literally for 1 minute.
yeah, why not?
Oh, okay. If that's the
You're
case,
right,
then
though.
you
For a
are.
short amount of time.
I'm going to
For-
see Pennywise is touring with Rancid right now, so we're going to see them. in a
Oh,
couple
dude, have you
months.
guys seen the trailers or the teaser stuff? I don't think there's a trailer out yet. The teaser stuff for It Part 2? It looks so good.
The
I saw
clown
the
movie?
teaser.
Looks good. I'm into it.
Yeah, it does look good. So Pennywise was like came out. I don't know specifically what town, but it was definitely the South Bay
Yeah,
where
definitely.
I used to live, and they owned. I think, and I've mentioned this before. They owned a recording studio that my friend used to like sweep the floors at.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
right next to the super
Yeah,
good burrito
mentioned
place.
that. Did he ever sweep the leg? Or just the floor?
No, just the floors.
Was the good burrito place called
Was
Good
it
Burrito?
was it in Hermosa Beach?
No.
And did Keenan and Kel work
Where you
there?
saw them? Because that's where they're from. I don't know.
The venue that I saw them. So Hermosa Beach is like actually the more expensive town. There's Redondo Beach,
Torrance.
and then it goes Redondo Beach, Hermosa
yeah.
Beach, Manhattan Beach. As far as
Yeah,
right
yeah,
on
yeah.
the beach towns, Torrance is where I used to live, and that was like next door. But
Wait, you said
of
South
LA.
Bay?
yes,
Oh. That's
It's the southern South Bay. I mean,
keep
it is the South Bay.
I know because in San Francisco, they refer to part of the
know.
bay as the South Bay. That's different. So Hermosa Beach is like the kind of fratty. It's like expensive, but it's like more like fratty and like bro-y party town. And Manhattan Beach is like kind of more like uppity. And then Redondo Beach is like the less expensive because I think the beaches are less nice.
Keep talking.
I don't know. I don't.
So
it's funny to me that you say
that's where all the people live
Pennywise
that
is your
work
favorite
at the
punk
other
band?
2 beaches.
No, it's funny that you said
Hermosa
that they're
Beach.
from Huntington Beach. I mean, Hermosa Beach. That's interesting to me. But I mean, I guess it just means okay, whatever. That's where they grew up. Yeah, there's a couple spots that
Does mean that.
Bro,
I'm trying to figure out.
You said they're from there. That means
he's
that's
saying
where
it's
they
odd
grew
that a
up.
punk band is from somewhere richer than him.
Yeah, that is what I was
But
saying.
it falls in line
That is
with
what I
like, there was a
saying.
lot of like the whole Orange County punk scene was kind of the same thing.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, like none of them were growing up in freaking in a trailer park on 8 Mile or something like that. You know?
Right.
Like there's a reason they sing pop
now.
punk and not hip hop or
Just kidding.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying.
I'm trying to remember what the name of the venue was, but the venue. I'm almost positive it was not one of the Hermosa Beach places.
Not important.
So yeah. Okay.
Okay, so that answers. You saw Pennywise once. Okay, what other punk bands have you seen?
All the other punk bands I've seen
Like
have
who?
zero street cred.
But
It goes.
I'm not saying who has
like
the most street cred. I'm saying which one do you
741.
like the most.
I saw
Okay.
Blink-182.
Dude, Blink-182 has a lot. They still have a lot of street cred, and they're still rad. Well, I don't know.
But
I'm
in the
kind of-
category of pop punk, though, not in the category of punk.
Yeah, but they're all like nobody wants to admit it, but they're all pop punk. Like Pennywise is pop punk. They're just a little bit harder than
The Ramones were pop
Blink
punk.
or whatever, or like Good Charlotte or something. Yeah, the Ramones are kinda lame, too.
Whoa.
What do you think? Like, because Blink-182 is coming here too, and they're playing with. Oh,
I
who are they
don't
touring
think
with?
I
Do you
ever
remember,
knew.
Aaron? Because it's ridiculous. Okay, because I'm gonna look it up right now because it's hilarious. But are you? I was like really excited when Matt.
Yeah, I
Skiba
kinda
joining
was, and then-
Blink-182, and I'm
Oh yeah, I do
not
remember
as
now,
excited.
but I'll let you say it. Did you find it?
Who they're playing with?
Yeah.
Oh,
I remember
freaking
that
Lil
now.
Wayne.
I remember having read that.
Wow.
So weird.
But yeah, the Matt Skiba thing has been
Yeah,
weird,
and then-
right?
Weirder
Yeah,
than Lil
because
Wayne.
like part of it is like he kind of sucks at guitar. Like every live, like he doesn't suck at guitar, but like it turns out like Tom DeLonge was okay at guitar and like
Yeah.
he was really good at playing Blink songs. Because every live video I've seen of them, Matt Skiba just like sucks hard. On all the guitar
a lot
stuff.
of Alkaline Trio stuff is just like sliding
So-
octaves, which is different than
Yeah, totally.
Tom DeLonge stuff.
And like their voices, I don't know, their voices are so
Hey and
similar
Mark,
too
yeah.
that like the reason Alkaline Trio and Blink work is
Dude, they
because
should have got
their voices
Dan
are
to join
different.
Alkaline Trio. I mean, to join Blink, and then just have 2 bass players.
That'd be freaking rad, dude. Just have like more
Or
distortion
imagine
on
if
one. so it
Dan,
just
if
sounds like
Dan
a
and
guitar.
Tom
Yeah,
started
one
a
just
band
played
together.
higher up the neck.
Dude, that like
Yeah, that would be
I would
cool.
be way more interested in that.
Dan's such a cool bass player.
Yeah, so it's kind of a bummer. But I freaking I love Blink, but there's no way I'm gonna pay like whatever ungodly amount of money to go see
Lil
him with
Wayne.
Lil Wayne. Dude,
Lol.
actually tickets start at $37. It's not crazy. But it's at the place they're playing in Utah
Yeah.
is this outdoor amphitheater, which I can't imagine hip hop sounding great there because you just can't get much bass in an outdoor theater. But also, like, I can't imagine Lil Wayne sounding good to me in any scenario. I don't know.
Lil Wayne?
I don't know much of his music. I don't dislike it. I'm not.
He's like a
with his
rapper.
Stuff. What is he like?
He kind of like was one of the early mumble rapper guys.
Okay.
But he's also, I feel like what I
like
know him
Iron
for,
and Wine.
He's good. I like him. I mean, he's not my favorite, but
it's just like Iron and Wine.
I am actually going to see Iron and Wine in August.
I'm going to jump in here one last time. This episode is finally sponsored by the Gabriel Tenorio String Company. They make the best hand-wound, completely hand-wound strings available. Based right here in Southern California in Boyle Heights, Los Angeles, Gabriel makes every string in his own workshop by hand with the machine that he built. Round core. He makes this pure nickel strings that are just magical. If you haven't played a set yet, check them out. Make sure you do it. It's going to change the way you play. It's going to change how you feel about your guitars. You're going to love it. Check them out. TheGTS.co, the Gabriel Tenorio String Company.
I'd go see a show if it was Iron and Wine and Lil Wayne. Because then they'd come out and do like an encore together.
Yeah, that's what I would not if it was just the two of them, like one of them playing for an hour, the other one playing for an hour.
Exactly.
But if it was,
but hey, they'd do something together.
We're playing 2 hours together, I'd be like, where do I sign?
Yeah, dude, freaking sign me up.
So when we drove into town, one of the casinos had a big sign that says, Trevor Noah performing tonight. Tickets still available. And I was like, oh, cool. I was like, hey, let's see Trevor Noah. And Kathy looks up the price, and it's $120.
Yo.
And then the cheap balcony seats are $80 a piece.
Holy crap. That's like...
Okay, that's ridiculous to you guys, right? I mean, he has a TV show, but still.
That's just... Yeah.
Is he like a stand-up?
Well, he yes.
But he's not freaking Kevin Hart or like Louis C.K. Like, there's only a handful of stand-ups that should be charging $100 for tickets.
Right. He's definitely not like, if you say, who are the top 5, like, hot item stand-up people right now, he's not close to the list, right?
Bill Cosby. Richard Pryor. No, but honestly, that's like, yeah, like even right now, like Chris Rock could charge any amount of money you wanted to. Dave Chappelle, like even Mulaney.
Dude,
why do they charge so much?
Yeah,
it's
pretty crazy.
Here's what's weird, like, and I don't know if that's just like normal that like comedians charge more, but if you think about it, like you're one person getting up there. And I'm not saying that it's not like, work putting the set together or whatever, but the idea of like one person on stage taking
like
all the money,
it certainly costs them less to produce or whatever.
Instead of a 4-piece band, a 3-piece band, a 5-piece band splitting
and roadies,
but not even a band.
Techs and everything.
Several bands, a couple of at least bands. I guess they do.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Too.
Yeah, but the opener is like, okay, you walk on now
MC.
and I'll hand you the microphone.
That's not an opener.
Right.
It's not like they're freaking...
There's no like roadie.
No, but what I'm saying is like they aren't having to load in and load out between sets or whatever.
But I'm just saying it's still more people to split.
Butthole. Yeah, totally. Like it, but it's splitting it between 3 individuals instead of 3 bands.
It'd be like if one band like split their set and they all played individually.
Yeah,
exactly.
So is that normal? I mean, not.
It doesn't seem
like
it's that out of line for like theater stuff, but I don't know.
You're gonna Like, you're gonna pay more for a freaking show at a casino in Tahoe than you would if you were just going to whatever club was in Sacramento or something, though. That's part of it.
Well, I
I'm
looked
sure.
up them playing in Santa
Right?
Rosa,
Yeah.
and it
Like,
was also like $150 a ticket. Yeah, Trevor Noah.
Who?
Not
Trevor
him,
Noah?
Him.
Is
I
that the
don't
pronoun?
know, but I was
looking
I was looking up U2 tickets is why I thought of that. I want to know how much tickets for U2.
Okay,
U2
so
ticket-
The
Tickets?
band. U2.
Oh,
The band
Oh.
U2.
the band or U2?
U2
Oh,
the
is
band.
the band opening for U2? Oh, okay.
Okay, U2 is very expensive.
okay, and
But not that much more.
Right.
Honestly, not that
Yeah,
much
but they're
more than
freaking
Trevor Noah.
U2.
Their most expensive
Yeah,
tickets
and they're
for this Auckland
U2.
show are $195. Oh wait,
Okay,
no,
Aaron,
there we go.
Like,
I've got
The
a
most
game.
expensive ones are
I've got a game for you to.
$1,400.
So
Aaron,
just
I've
to
got a
give you
game
an
for
idea,
you to play
Okay.
for us. Are you
For me
ready?
to play.
Here's the game. You give us 2 acts, and we
Which
don't
one's
need to
more
guess
expensive?
how much they
That's
are.
going to be
We just need to
difficult
guess.
to do.
Yes, who is more expensive?
It's going to take. I have to look
No,
at
it's
both
not.
people. I mean, I'm saying it's going
Aaron.
to take a long time.
Okay, fine.
But here's part of what like bothers me. Like, I follow stand-up comedy more than 90% of the population, I'm sure. And I didn't know, like, I had heard Trevor Noah's name, but I didn't even know offhand that
Well,
he
he's
was a
most
stand-up
known for the
comedian.
show.
Like-
now.
well, that's
He's
because
he's
you're.
the Daily
What
Show.
show
He
is
hosts the
it?
Daily Show
Oh,
It's amazing.
okay.
on Comedy
It's
Central.
amazing. This is because you're not
Yeah.
a leftist coastal elite, Cole.
No, I
You
did
own
like
it.
the Daily Show.
You
but I
own an
just had-
AK-47
He
I
took
just don't
over.
watch Comedy Central.
and
But I
He's from
multiple
South
magazines.
Africa also.
Yeah, he took over for
Yeah,
Jon
yes.
Stewart. Right?
Yes, he did.
Interesting. Okay, that makes sense then.
Okay,
that all makes sense.
Who's
So
got
this
the
is
most
just- yeah,
expensive
okay.
tickets? U2 or the Rolling Stones?
Man,
Hold on, let me find it.
Rolling Stones.
Oh,
I'm gonna say. What you're
well, I
saying?
had to scroll. I had to scroll
the
way
most
down.
expensive
yeah, for this
ticket
show.
available.
Who's got? Okay, who's got? Look, here we go. It's
Is
two
it-
categories. Who has the most
is it the
expensive
same
ticket
venue?
available, and who has the cheapest ticket available?
Ooh, okay, but
No.
are they the same venue? That's a good question. Oh, then it doesn't matter because there are going to be some
Phil,
venues
this
that
is
have
your
like.
game
Yeah, some
that you
venues
made
have
up.
like a million
cheap-
tiers of.
Well, you're not.
Well, they
you're
don't
not playing
play
the rules
giant-
that I
they
set
don't
up.
play the same venue.
You didn't set up rules.
You think they just like follow each other on
You
tour
didn't
and
set
play
up
the
rules,
exact
Phil.
same
That's the
places?
problem. No, we gotta find like 2 acts that are playing the same venue, and compare that.
Yeah,
But I would. Who does have the most expensive ticket
I don't
out
know.
of those?
I don't
though?
know because they're not in the same.
I would say
venue.
U2.
It's impossible to say.
Stupid. I vote
Aaron,
the most
don't be
expensive. I'm saying the most expensive and the least expensive.
You are correct
Is the Rolling Stones
because they're playing in a giant. They're playing in where the New Orleans Saints play. The Saints
Giant Stadium.
Superdome. Yes, thank you.
Oh, the Superdome.
And U2 is playing in some place in Auckland,
It's the biggest dome.
New Zealand, which is obviously smaller because
Aaron.
it's New Zealand.
And
not
I don't
American
even know-
dollars.
Yeah, and they don't use the same
No,
currency.
no. I'm looking on
Doesn't even
StubHub
matter.
and it's all in U.S. dollars.
But still, though, like it's
It's not.
apples to oranges.
If you
Their
if you
toilets
wanted to
flush
buy
the other
tickets,
direction, Aaron.
That's how much they
They
would
don't.
cost.
They don't, Phil. That's a myth.
Also, the most expensive one for the Rolling Stones
Oh, I
is
thought- we both thought you were like that sentence was different than it was. We thought you were saying this is how much it will cost, and then you were going to tell us. But no, you were just saying this is the price because that's what it
the
shows. on
most
StubHub.
expensive Rolling
How much
Stones
would they
ticket is
cost?
$5,000.
What?
Good criminy. Yeah, but that's like where you get like some freaking, chef that's
yes, the
cooking
most
food throughout
expensive
the thing or
field
whatever.
ticket for the Rolling Stones is $4,900.
Like general admission?
You're sitting on the field.
Wait, and what was the
Dollars?
most expensive? 5,000 what? Dude, why would you not just go for the
because if
full
you get the
deal then?
$4,900, you're sitting
We don't know what
right
that
in
is.
front of the stage. You're in like a box.
And what am I getting for 5,000?
Like off.
But then I get like a lap dance from
No, because you're
freaking
farther
Mick Jagger
away.
or something, right?
Plus, his joints wouldn't hold up for a lap
But the
dance.
cheapest tickets, how much
not
do you think the
possible.
cheapest ticket for the Rolling Stones is at the Superdome?
$50.
$39.
$100.
Oh my gosh!
Isn't that wild?
It's behind the
But-
stage, though. Like, you literally
No,
can't
you're-
see or hear the band.
No,
you're
you're
literally
you're
sitting
up in
like
the
there's like
nosebleed section.
still yellow tape, caution tape, where there's like dead bodies from.
Yeah. You can only hear the reflection off the back wall. You can't hear. You're not in the direct path of any of the speakers.
The
or anything.
YouTube, the U2
They're
show
selling-
looks more
they're
like a
selling
basketball
bathroom
stadium
stalls.
size. Anyway,
Like
which
an
everyone
arena.
knows is a superior
Yeah,
way
like
to
an
hear
arena, not a
live
stadium.
music.
not important. Ugh.
Very important. This is very.
Who was that?
This is great. Tent
Remind
right now.
me, who was that crappy
Some
band I went
country
and saw
band? I
that
don't
I
know.
hated?
The Goodfellas? Was it the
Yeah,
Goodfellas?
who was it though? Dang it! I'll go find it. Because I went
Was
to
it-
this. Well, first of all, I'm going to see Bad Religion this week, and I'm freaking stoked because I freaking love Bad Religion, and it's going to be awesome. And those tickets are $30, which is a little more than I'd like to pay, but it'll be worth it. So the band I went and saw was Jamestown Revival.
Okay.
And like maybe sorry, I'm looking up the name of the opener. It was like Ian something and he was super good. Crap, doesn't even say it on here. Man, it was so good. So the opener was way good, and you could tell he had started out as like a solo act. Like he's kind of a folk. People use the term Americana a lot now, and it doesn't. Everything can't be Americana, people.
I was
Like,
just hearing on a podcast they were saying how it's lame that the term Americana has become something that vaguely sounds country but doesn't fit for one reason or another, and so they just say, Americana. Like,
yeah.
no.
This was
That's
like
a-
100% country. The guy was freaking playing a banjo in the first song,
Americana
Like, that's-
is just an American
and then people are like, "Well,
woman being described by someone who speaks Spanish.
no, that's Americanatrix."
Whoa. What?
Let's see here. Dang it, because it was so good.
Where
but
is
it
the
was
story
so like. Have you guys heard of
No.
Jamestown Revival? It's going to me just
Okay.
being old
I like
and,
it.
and angry. They're apparently very popular, and their first album they recorded in Utah, and it's called Utah. So I think that might be why they're even more popular here than in other places. But the whole freaking concert was just full of
Yeah.
bros with like tight shirts and steroid muscles, and women with tight shirts and
Steroid muscles.
silicone muscles, and
Silicone
like-
muscles.
everyone was talking so much during the opener, and I wanted to murder everyone in the entire venue. Like any quiet
talking.
part of a song, all you could hear. It was like the
Yeah.
beginning of the Sweater song.
Ugh.
That's like what it reminded me of, and I was so angry.
Probably like equally
So,
equally
and then-
intelligent.
What
So
if they
this-
were all
the
part of the
opener-
band?
The opener, I need to find out who this was. So the opener, you could tell it was one of these bands where he had started out as a solo act, and then like in Nashville, or it had to have been in Nashville, like they basically team him up with some dudes. So he had like a drummer and a lead guitarist and a bassist, but the freaking lead guitarist was amazing.
I'm not sure if I want to go, but I just want to know if my friends are going to go.
Yeah, sure. Take it easy, bro. So his name's Ian No, and he was just playing acoustic the whole time. The lead guitarist was freaking amazing. His guitar sounded amazing, and you could tell he was probably one of these session guys because every note was like perfect. Like he'd do these solos, and he didn't miss a note the entire time, you know. And the whole set was freaking good. And then Jamestown Revival comes out, and they look like they're freaking Abercrombie and Fitch models. And this guy, so it's two friends who grew up together in Texas, apparently. But like they probably
Aaron, what'd you call them? Betty's and
I didn't call them that.
No, that was
yes,
that was Hollister, right? Okay,
so they grew up in Texas, but they probably like freaking went to private school and played lacrosse and crap like that. But so they have a piano player and a drummer and a guitarist. The guitarist's name, I got to look that up because it is very funny. Like he looked like the bad guy in every 80s
William
college
Zabka.
movie.
Nice.
It was like he was the rich kid, you know. And he's the one who like was a jerk to everyone, but his parents were super rich, and so was
James
like the nice
Spader
frat or whatever. The dude's name, he's in a country. This is a country guitarist. His name is Preston Wimberly.
That sounds like something out of Deadwood. Dude, have you guys ever watched Deadwood?
I was gonna say it
sounds like somebody. My daddy's very
Sounds like
rich.
either one.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It sounds like one of the characters from Gossip Girl.
Yes, it could go either way. But if you saw the guy, you would agree with me.
Preston
and then
Wimberly.
It's like these two lead guys, and they sing harmonies and stuff, and they sound good. But the freaking one of the lead singer guys comes out on the first song holding a banjo. Spent like 2 minutes trying to figure out how to plug it in because he's probably never played the thing before, and literally didn't play it the whole time, and then took it off after the first song. It was
Somebody told him in his ear.
Joke.
Somebody told him in his ear, "Hey, it's not coming through," and he's like, "Ugh."
No, it was because like they want to try and look like they're playing instruments and like they're an actual band. And in reality, they're just like Milli Vanilli, and they have this backing band, you know. I mean, they're actually singing, but you know what I'm saying. They're like the guys who actually sang the Milli Vanilli songs.
Not right now. Well, folks,
Preston Wimberly.
So we left after 3 songs.
You know what else has been disappointing after 3 songs? This podcast. Yeah, that's
that story that I just told.
We'll see you next week, everybody. Thanks for friendship.
Thanks for friendship.
Thanks for friendship.